Welcome to my update today. Today I am 21 weeks pregnant, which is super cool. I know that I always say this every time, but I feel like this pregnancy has just totally flown by. I can't believe that I am past the halfway point plus more at this point. So super, super exciting. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet because I realize that my videos are all like 20 or 25 minutes long, which is a little ridiculous. I'm going to break it up into symptoms, movement, doctor's appointments, and then baby buys, so stuff that I have bought for baby or for myself or pregnancy or whatever. So let's get into it. Symptoms in the past week or so, my acne is still very frustrating. I would love for it to just go away and just have this beautiful pregnancy glow, but this is what we're dealing with. I'm trying to figure out a regimen that works for me, but nothing has been working, and it's just been a whole big shenanigans on my face. So that's what we're dealing with. Something that started in the past, I would say a couple of days or so, is back pain. I have pain kind of in the middle of my back on either side of my spine. So, you know, when you arch your back, there are kind of two muscles on either side that kind of contract or like get bigger or whatever the word is. The one on my right side has been hurting pretty much excuse me, I'm burping so much. The one on my right side has been hurting a lot, especially when I'm at work and I'm sitting in my office chair, and I've been trying to figure out like positions that work for me and all that stuff, but so far nothing has really helped. A coworker of mine had like an arch support thing that you put like on the bottom of the chair and you like wrap it around. I've been using that, but still haven't really gotten any relief from it. The only thing that seems to help is lying down on the couch, so that's that. I'm very like front heavy right now, and so I feel like I gained that weight pretty quickly, and so my body hasn't like developed the back muscles to carry myself straight, so I'm trying to like walk a little straighter, and I don't know what kind of like back exercises I can do. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments, that would be awesome. I haven't really mentioned my weight at all because there hasn't really been a ton to report. Up until about 18 weeks, I had only gained about 6 pounds from the beginning of the pregnancy until then. So there wasn't really a ton to really report. And at this point now, at 21 weeks, I have officially gained 10 pounds. So that's pretty good. I don't put on weight very easily in general. Even though I eat all the time, which is, you know, a blessing and a curse. At this point, I would love to gain a little bit more weight so that I'm kind of on the average side instead of on the kind of underweight and undergaining side. But I'm trying to eat as much kind of like healthy fat food with like some like not so good fat food, you know. Sprinkled in there, so I've been trying to eat, you know, constantly throughout the day, and I'm kind of like grazing to try to get that weight up. So, but my doctor's not worried about it, so I'm trying not to worry about it and just go about the way that I've been doing before. My carpal tunnel that I've been having has kind of been receding a little bit. I haven't had that intense pain that I had the first week or two when I realized that that was going on, so that's good. I haven't actually done anything to like counteract it or anything like that. I've been sleeping with a little wrist brace that I have. It's just a cheapo one that I bought at like CVS or whatever. So sleeping with that I think has prevented my wrist from like overextending, so that's good. Nothing's happened to the other wrist, so that's also good. Movement has been a ton lately, and it's becoming more and more pronounced, obviously, because baby is getting a lot stronger and is able to move around and punch and kick and all that stuff. My placenta has also moved, which I'll get into in a second, which I feel like is why I can feel a lot more movement these days, and it's kind of all over the belly. It used to be like just down below and very, very bottom, like kind of by like my bikini line, or whatever I should say, and kind of on the outer sides, but now I feel like it's like all over my belly, and sometimes I feel it up a little bit higher, like on the side, almost where my rib cage starts, and then like down below, so I can feel him kind of like rustling around in there, and so that's really, really cool. And my husband's been able to feel it a lot from the outside too, which is super adorable. And at all of my ultrasounds now, they keep commenting on like how active the baby is, which is awesome to hear. I had a doctor's appointment this past Friday, and like I just mentioned, my placenta has moved. So if you remember from the last time that I mentioned my placenta, it was anterior, meaning that it's on the outside, and it was down low, so down on the front side, if you can imagine. And now it is anterior and up, so like almost towards the top, which I feel like is why I've been feeling a lot more movement everywhere, because that placenta has kind of gotten out of the way of where it was before. I'm still getting an ultrasound every 2 weeks, so I'm seeing the doctor once a month, and then the 2 weeks in between there, I am getting an ultrasound. And I asked the doctor why that is, because we just started doing that, and that is to measure my cervix. So they do a vaginal, one of those super fun ultrasounds to measure my cervix, because I do have that uterine anomaly. If you have not if you don't know about my freaky uterus, you should watch my Stillbirth Story Part 2 about the uterus and the surgery and all that stuff. So I'm going back there every 2 weeks, like I said, to measure the cervical length, measure the length of the cervix. The thing is, it's supposed to be a certain size, and it gets like smaller once you're like getting ready to deliver, and because of my weird uterus, they want to make sure that I don't deliver. Obviously, they go into labor like super early or before anything's ready and all that stuff. So, just keeping an eye on that, which I'm, happy to come back as often as I need to just to make sure that everything's safe and everything's good to go. On my last update, I was talking about the little speck in the heart that we found at the ultrasound. That was a very, very small soft marker for Down syndrome. We, upon talking with our doctor, decided not to go with any further genetic testing on that, and that is because she assured us again that it is such a small marker that if you don't have it along with anything else, then chances are you don't have Down syndrome, or the baby doesn't have Down syndrome, and also that it's very, very common in Asian babies. Just as a thing, not Down syndrome, obviously, but just like that little thing in the heart. And my husband is Asian, so that would make sense. So all those things kind of combine together. I'm not worried about it. I don't think that we have anything to worry about. If I had maybe two things, or the genetic testing in the beginning would have showed anything different, then maybe I would have gone through with it. But at this point, it's just one thing, and I'm not worried about it. I'm not getting stressed about it. Baby buys. For myself, they haven't arrived yet. I believe they arrive in the mail tomorrow or the next day, but I bought a new pair of just plain maternity jeans from Old Navy. They were super cheap, and they actually also come in long sizes, so I always have to get like the extended length because I'm quite tall. I'm almost 5'10", so I need that extra length, or else I walk around in like high water capris, which is not sexy. I also decided that I really like the pants with the bump cover thing, support, whatever, that goes like all the way up to kind of where the chest starts. You know which ones I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called, but where it goes like all the way up, I don't know. So I found some of those at Old Navy for super cheap, like $20 or something, and they came in the long sizes, which is great. And I was initially going there to get some maternity tank tops, so the ones that kind of like go a little bit further down so that you don't see the bands and all that stuff. And then I bought some just plain maternity shirts, like t-shirts, just like normal plain shirts that have the ruching on the side. And they also come a little bit longer so that you're not, showing that band and all that stuff, which is not super sexy. And with me being really tall already, and when I get the smallest size clothes, like sometimes the length is not ideal for the kind of pants I'm wearing these days, you know what I'm saying? Another fun thing that we did this weekend was Martin Luther King Day, so my husband and I had off on Monday, which was yesterday, and we spent some time kind of browsing some baby stores and getting a sense of what we want to get for baby. And like I said last week, we have a spreadsheet that we've been working on. I actually have that linked down below if you guys want to check it out. Make some suggestions on stuff that I should get that's not on the list, or things that I should not get that are on the list that might be a waste of money or whatever. As you guys might have remembered from some of my earlier videos, we already have a nursery that was, let's say, like 40% set up by the time my daughter had passed away, so we already had a crib, like a little storage system, pretty much the whole room, like kind of 40%, 50% ready to go before she passed away. And this weekend we took some time to go through all the clothes in there, which was actually harder than I thought it would be. It ended up being really emotional, kind of going through the clothes and knowing that right now we're not going to be using a lot of the clothes because our baby now is a boy, and we had a lot of dresses and that kind of stuff. A lot of people were like, well, you can still put the baby in that kind of stuff, like he won't care. But I'm like, I'm not going to put my baby boy in like this frilly purple dress. Like it doesn't make sense to me. But luckily about half of it was like kind of gender neutral and stuff that actually worked for a boy. So packed away the stuff that obviously doesn't work, like skirts and dresses and stuff that was like overly frilly. Put that in a box and put that in the basement. Not forever, but just until we have a baby girl. So not throwing any of that away or anything like that, just keeping it for later. In addition to that, we have a dresser drawer system that is going to be a changing table that we put together. We had gotten that shipped from IKEA when our daughter, right before she passed away, and did not put that together. And so we were able to do that this weekend, which was really nice. And in addition to that, I purchased, I'm sorry for all this itching. It's really, really bad lately. I should have said that in the symptoms. I'm still itching like a motherfucker. Excuse my language. Anyway, in addition to all the nursey stuff, I bought another crib sheet. So now I have 3 crib sheets, 2 just plain white ones, and then a gray kind of pattern. And then that same gray pattern, I bought a changing pad cover with that same kind of pattern going on, and a changing pad, obviously. So the room is kind of starting to get together, or like get put together. There are just 1 or 2 more like big things that we want to get. So I need to get like a rocking chair or a glider or something in there. And then I think it's all like small stuff for baby, but all the big stuff is taken care of, so that's nice. Also bought a humidifier. It's actually a really, really cute design that kind of looks like a teardrop, and there's a light switch in the back which makes it like a night light, so it goes in a gradient of like rainbow colors, which is really, really nice and soothing. Bought it for the baby, but have been using it for myself. I have been waking up with like a very, very stuffy nose every day for the past probably like month or 2, actually, to be honest. And so plugged that in for the first time last night and woke up and I could breathe. It was a miracle. So be using that in the bedroom for the time being, and then once baby gets here, then baby will inherit the humidifier. So I think that's it for my update today. Hopefully it was not 1,000 minutes long like usual. And stay tuned next week for my 22-week update. I don't have any doctor's appointments or anything this week, but I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Bye!